right, we're here live at HMPS in Orlando, Florida, and I'm sitting down with Jake Poore. Jake, welcome.
Thank you.
I had the pleasure of sitting through your keynote presentation today. We're going to get into it. We're going to actually pull one major takeaway, I think, that we have from today. But before we do, share a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. So I'm from upstate New York, grew up in Orlando at Disney, had about 12 different Disney careers, including marketing. Loved it. And then on 9/11, I had to make a decision. Do I want to lay off employees or start my own company? Mm-hmm. And passion being what it is, I wanted to go into healthcare. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. I started my own company with a physician friend of mine, and we're trying to elevate the human side of medicine.
You literally wrote the book about bringing the Disney experience to healthcare.
Yeah.
I remember reading that book when it came out, so I thought it was really interesting.
Thank you.
But I like the concept here of making marketing indispensable and making our what we do as a function to the organization indispensable. Let's get into that because I think we're hitting a lot of we're getting hit a lot by what's going on in the industry, things that sometimes are out of our control. What do you think are some of the impacts that make it tough for us to feel that way?
We heard a lot of people didn't come to this conference that normally do. They're worried about their travel budget, they're worried about their marketing budget, they're worried about their job. Yeah. Some of their staff have been laid off. Cutbacks are coming, whether they're hitting you now or soon. So my job, I felt today, was how do I encourage them to be indispensable? Mm-hmm. How do we think outside the box, not just join the AI cavalry, but also how do you reach across the aisle to our operations folks, our nursing folks, our physician practices to say, how can I help you deliver on this promise of the brand rather than just spray and pray?
Right.
Which is a lot of marketing folks have gotten away with for years is they hire the ad company, they put it on the radio, TV, direct mail piece, billboards, and then they pray people show up. And now the data's in and they do show up, but do they stay? So that was my message today, is some tactics and strategies and tips about how they can make themselves more indispensable.
And it really is, part of it is leaning into the fact that marketing is responsible, at least in part, for the experience and making the experience wonderful.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are some of the ways that you see that we could do that make us uniquely qualified to do that?
Well, I think, first of all, marketing people in general are just open, gregarious, smart, friendly people. Yeah. They need to walk the patient experience. They need to walk the employee experience. They need to go sit through new employee orientation, on-the-job training. They need to see how their marketing message that's being sprayed out to the community is being internalized or not.
Right.
Because they're so friendly and willing to help, they can start to connect the dots. And when they start to connect the dots, great things will happen, kudos will happen, they'll become indispensable. But they've got to weave it into the infrastructure of recruiting, onboarding, accountability, and reward and recognition, or otherwise this too will pass.
Right, and that's the thing that I've been in marketing and healthcare for, many years, let's say 20 years, almost 20 years now. And it feels like we kind of go through times where there's ebbs and flows. We're feeling like the wind's in our sails, we're doing great, and then something sets us back. And we had the wind in our sails through COVID because we really were able to convene and help consolidate the message and the communication in a time of crisis. But now the wind's coming over our sails because of setbacks, et cetera. So you really leaned in a lot on like personalized ways that we can do that, ways that we internally can get our energy back, and then bring that to our immediate team members and to the organization. Right. I'm going to share a couple of ideas or thoughts. The one I really liked is about building up that energy, finding that internal energy. You did a really simple exercise about, you asked people to say what excites you, what's exciting you today, and there was a purpose behind that, right? Share a little bit.
Well, we started out the meeting with celebrations. Who has a celebration? And it was a couple birthdays. I gave away some prizes, but then I said, all right, everybody pull out your phones. What's your personal celebration? And a lot of people were talking about, I just got back from travel, or I'm just achieved something at work. It took under a minute.
Yeah.
Starting that meeting brought energy. It also brought personalization. Now we know what you're celebrating in life, your children, your religion, your work acumen. And then we did another exercise. We got to meet a neighbor, and you found out three things: their name, their occupation, but what's their passion outside of work. Now we know what your hobbies are, what your goals are, what your troubles are. Like one lady just survived a year of cancer. Do any of her coworkers know? So relationships start when people share their goals, their passions, or their troubles. So why are we not doing that at work? Our culture starts inside, right? Patients experience us the way we experience each other. So my challenge to them is first start in the mirror. Look in the mirror in the morning. Even when you brush your teeth, smile, because your brain doesn't know it's a fake smile.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fill your own bucket first, like put the mask on in the airline, take care of your team, and then your team can model it to the rest of the organization. After all, you're marketing, you are a billboard.
And one of the things too that I really liked, I took away from your presentation today, was that you actually shared a physician's story about embracing, this concept of giving a good experience. And when he was first talking about it, he was saying, it's going to take so much time and so much energy to do that. You were able to show very quickly that that was a misperception. Is that right?
Absolutely. Well, the good news is there's lots of data in now. There's a book that came out a couple years ago called Compassionomics. Right? We have economics for money. Compassionomics was a 3-year study. These two physicians, does compassion matter? Now I have data. It's not the right thing, just the right thing to do. It's actually biologically, it helps you heal faster, shorter length of stay. So the data's in. I gave that to him and said, here's the data. Let's get aboard. And I said, here's a modeling tool that you can use, an authoring tool. Very simple, human first, clinical second, human third. If you follow this rule on how you treat your patients and how you treat your colleagues and your employees, magic will happen. And as you saw, it did.
That's the magic formula, right?
Yeah.
Human first,
yes.
Meaning achieve a human connection with someone first. Then clinical, or in our case, maybe business. Right? Have that business interaction. And then end again with the human touch, the human interaction.
Yeah.
And because ultimately we're in this business because we like that compassion. We like the human aspect of this. We're all here with a passion.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that really resonated with many people in the room, and I really like that. And
thank you.
Was that rooted in the Disney?
It was. I came up with it after I left Disney, but it's rooted in. People ask me all the time, Jake, are you a hard person to please? Actually, no, I'm starving for great service. I think the people we underestimate are housekeepers, transporters, food service people, because we don't expect them to be part of the care team. Matter of fact, why don't we call them care team members instead of staff?
Right.
Staff is an infection,
Yeah.
right? We got to be intentional in our language if we want to have an intentional culture.
I love that. I love building the intention, and it's subtle things, right?
Yeah.
I was just reading today that that Starbucks Chipotle is now asking their employees to smile and say thank you more.
Yeah.
As a way to build customer service, right?
And look at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A's renowned for it. They stole it from Ritz-Carlton.
Right.
It's an incestuous industry. It's okay.
Yeah.
Steal from each other.
It's okay, because like you said,
we still love it, though.
We still love it. We still crave it because we're humans.
Yes.
That's been just an incredible keynote today. I really appreciated that. I really love the energy and the ideas that you're bringing to our industry.
Thank you.
So thanks, Jake, for sitting down with us for a few minutes.
It's my honor. And my only message to the listeners and to you is just take one thing and apply it. That's my greatest honor.
Yeah.
I want no ego in this and no celebration. But when we can make one little change, that one little inch as we talked about, beautiful things can happen.
That's great.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.